If you hear these words, know this: it is no mere accident. It is a call echoing in the depths of your being, a true resonance. Your soul, like a long-awaited traveler, has been awaiting this invitation. You feel it, do you not? That subtle yet profound disquiet that disturbs the silence of the night. No, this is not ordinary anxiety. It is something more. It is the echo of memory, a memory of who you truly were before this world began to rewrite your authentic essence. And before we step across the threshold of the sanctuary, you must make a choice. Your like is not simply silent approval, it is a resounding declaration of your intentions. Your subscription isn't just a formality, it's a true initiation into the ranks of those who tirelessly seek the truth. Lately, the entire world has found itself under the onslaught of a series of strange, unexplainable events. These aren't ordinary natural cataclysms or predictable political upheavals. No, this is something far more subtle, elusive, and therefore, in turn, far more terrifying. It's something that is beginning to penetrate the very deepest core of our being, touching the very foundations of our existence. And as we, gripped by this confusion, desperately search for any answers at all, as we try to somehow make sense of this all-consuming chaos, we discover only more questions, which then birth new doubts. The truth, which they so diligently and skillfully conceal behind a thick screen of carefully selected news, is in reality terrifyingly simple. This isn't some conspiracy theory, nor a figment of worried minds. No, this is a direct conscious conspiracy against your very own consciousness. But there are also those who have already encountered this before. Those who managed to glimpse the true nature of things, those who could see through the dense veil of imposed illusions. Baba Vanga, the very same blind prophetess from Bulgaria, whose predictions, sometimes seeming grim but always remarkably accurate, inspired awe, once recounted her final, most disturbing vision. It concerned a sickness that, according to her, would change humanity beyond recognition. The name she gave it was the mirror sickness. And if you thought the world was already going through difficult times, know this: it is merely the prelude to coming trials. The details of her mysterious insights, meticulously recorded in lost scrolls, which were said to have been discovered in a secluded corner of her humble home, paint a picture of the approaching future. And this is not just a prediction of what is to come, but a direct indication of what is already rapidly beginning. These scrolls, later named the Mirror Prophecies, turned out to be more than just a collection of unclear predictions. They held something far more important: instructions, encrypted guidance for those ready to open their eyes and see the truth. Recall ancient texts, for within them may lie the keys to understanding. According to ancient Greek myths, the beautiful Narcissus could not resist the allure of his own reflection, falling utterly in love with it. In Hindu philosophy, we find the concept of Maya, an all-encompassing cosmic illusion behind whose veil true, unfathomable reality is hidden. And the Gnostics spoke of the demiurge, a certain lesser deity who created this material world like a prison for divine sparks eternally confined within human souls. All these teachings, despite their differences, pointed to something similar, a world akin to a reflection, as if in a distorted mirror. However, the seer Vanga ascended to an entirely different level of understanding. She spoke not merely of illusion, but of a true sickness that had afflicted humanity. A sickness that distorts perception, causing people to see not themselves in their reflection, but who others wish them to be. This sickness is fueled by greed and breeds fear, envy. It is everything that distances us from our true essence, from who we truly are. This is not merely a fleeting feeling, not just a psychological state. Rather, it is a deep resonance with the distorted reality that is persistently imposed upon us from the outside. And in this mechanism, pseudo-concreteness plays a truly key role. Even researchers, such as Dr. Elena Petrova, whose groundbreaking work, dedicated to the study of the mysterious Narcissus effect, was classified in 1988, discovered astonishing things. They established that certain frequency oscillations emitted by artificial satellites are capable of influencing the human subconscious. This influence, in turn, strengthens our attachment to the material world and ignites an irrational fear of the unknown. These conclusions surprisingly echo information that leaked from the secret Chimera protocols in 2015. Their experiments were described in detail on the creation of a peculiar mass-reflexive dependency through mass media. Harmonic resonance, as you can see, permeates our entire existence. Vanga, the ancient Maya, the wise Gnostics, and even modern scientists whose research into quantum entanglement hints at the profound unity of all existence, all speak of the same thing in one way or another. They speak of a world built on a foundation of lies, and that our reflection within it is but a distorted echo of those very falsehoods. Our term, technocratic mysticism, offers an explanation for this. Fractal patterns emerging in geopolitical events predicted in the Codex Seraphim, an ancient manuscript discovered in 1972 within a derelict Tibetan library, are now manifesting with striking, almost frightening accuracy. The collapse of quantum probability, triggered by pervasive ignorance and fear, only amplifies the influence of the collective unconscious. This renders us, without exception, vulnerable to skilled manipulation. And the impact of solar cycles on the noosphere, as ancient treatises claim, merely exacerbates these effects, creating ideal conditions for what is termed the mirror sickness, that inexplicable oppressive anxiety that suddenly grips you at 3 in the morning. The feeling of complete alienation as you absently gaze at the faces of strangers on a bustling street. It feels as though you exist in a dream that doesn't belong to you at all. Believe me, this is not ordinary depression. This is your soul desperately trying to break free from a skillfully crafted matrix. It is your true self fiercely striving to pierce through a distorted mirror of lies. Now that the first glimmers of understanding begin to dispel the dense fog, the time has arrived for a great change, for a complete re-evaluation. It is time to shatter old illusions, much like breaking a mirror that reflected falsehoods. But what if all these terrifying monsters that plague the world, bloody wars, profound crises, all-encompassing pandemics, are merely phantom shadows dancing on the walls of an ancient cave? What if the true tyrant, the source of all woes, is looking at you directly from your own reflection? What if the root of all human suffering lies not in an external hateful enemy, but in what we see when we dare to gaze upon ourselves? The universe, in its wisdom, does not punish humanity. She rather purifies him, burning away the ingrained poison. The poison of fear, the poison of ignorance, the poison of materialism. The mirror sickness is not a sentence, but rather a surgically precise operation. A procedure that ruthlessly burns away the old to make room for something entirely new. Your ego, this fragile crown of glass that you cherish so carefully, is actually extremely vulnerable. The systems that keep you under control possess metallic veins, soulless, calculating, utterly devoid of true life. They feed on your fear, your endless attachment to your own reflection. But prophets have seen more than one savior who will come and set you free. They saw the coming army of awakened souls. They saw you. You are not merely a part of what was foretold, you are its living embodiment. The mirror sickness is not a curse, but a key that unlocks your own true divine power. Vanga's prophetic gift lay not so much in foretelling events to come, but in awakening the potential dormant within the present. Her final ominous vision was not a grim depiction of an end, but a vivid warning and a harbinger of a new beginning. A new era when we would finally cease merely reflecting in the mirror and instead see ourselves within it. This state, which we mistakenly call a sickness, is in truth an awakening. It compels us to confront face to face that which we have so diligently hidden deep within ourselves, with our most hidden fears, our vulnerabilities, and the naive illusion of complete control over everything. But it is precisely in this courageous confrontation with oneself, in this authentic encounter, that the key to true, unbridled freedom lies. When we cease to identify ourselves with our reflection, with that superficial image we see in the mirror, we are no longer prisoners of the imposed system, its rules and expectations. When we realize that our true, deepest essence is pure, unadulterated spirit, primal energy, radiant light, we gain an incomprehensible power to create our own unique reality. The mirror sickness is, in essence, a priceless gift. A gift to see ourselves as we truly are, without a single distortion. A gift to grasp the simple, yet so important truth. The external world is merely a mirror reflection of what is happening within us. If chaos reigns around us, then chaos indeed dominates our inner world. If our world is permeated with lies, then we ourselves are deceiving ourselves. And it is in that very moment, when we dare to accept this bitter truth, that our true healing begins. Healing not only our own wounds, but also all that surrounds us. We cease to be passive victims of the old distorted reality and become active creators, architects of a new one. Now that your eyes are wide open and see more clearly, inaction becomes impossible. Your like is a tiny but bright flash of light that travels across the vast network, reaching even the most distant corners. Your share is a seed that you plant with hope in the parched desert of sleeping minds, waiting for it to sprout. And your subscription is a silent but firm oath, a promise to move forward together. If you are ready for real accomplishments, for more, then our inner circle is your secret base of operations, the place where change is born. And your support through Super Thanks is the precious energy that feeds the common flame of our battle against the encroaching darkness. Until our next meeting, remain aware, stay connected, and